For a humanity that had achieved everything, only one challenge remained: to overcome the farewell to their most precious friends. The answer was not in merely extending life, but in deepening it. In the silent labyrinth of the mind, we finally discovered a new path to communication.
Sarah.
On that day, history held its breath. With a single word, humanity, on its own planet, was no longer alone. Powerful strength found new purpose, extraordinary talent blossomed into new art, and a love that crossed species gave birth to a new family. But not everyone blessed this unification. In the dark places where light did not reach, a different kind of strength was growing, a strength born from hatred. The hatred that grew in the darkness had finally found its spark, a trivial argument, and the beginning of an irreversible war.
For too long, we have been silenced. They have taken our homes, our dignity. But tonight...
One side called it a revolution, the other called it a tragedy. But only one thing was certain: the age of dreams was over.
My fellow citizens, it is with a heavy heart that I must address you today. We have faced an unprecedented challenge.
In the end, there were no victors. All that remained were the survivors, forced to face each other amidst the ruins they themselves had created. The price for peace was separation. One species would remain in their scarred homeland, while the other would depart toward the stars to find a new destiny. History would record the great exodus, but for those left behind, history was a single world, growing distant beyond the glass. They say time heals all wounds, but sometimes it distorts them into something ugly. For the humans left on Earth, the sorrow of farewell had twisted into a fear of monsters.
Get back to your zone, freak. You're not welcome here.
The very science that once gifted them a voice had now become a weapon to take that voice away forever. They called it purification. The science that was once a light of understanding had now become a light of violence that erases existence. In an instant, an entire world disappeared. It was a whisper of data, a single stream cutting through the pitch-black darkness, but that whisper would soon become a great roar that would shake two worlds. The whisper of data that flew across millions of kilometers was answered with silence, and that silence soon ignited into a cold fury. The precise intellect of humanity and the powerful instinct of the neo-animals finally becoming one, they became a great storm of fury. The child who once said farewell from beyond the glass had now returned as the leader of a new era, and her voice became a promise that would bind all species as one.
There is no human. There is no neo-animal. There is only...
And so neo-humanity was no longer bound to a single form. As limitless as the land, the sea, and the universe beyond, they had become infinite.